here! Welcome, it's your boy, the Samurai Duke. Today, I am sort of going to be showing you guys around the University of Gloucestershire at Park Campus. Obviously it's Park Campus because of basically this, to a certain extent, this beautiful stretch of pond, which is best to visit and look at in the winter months like now in November, instead of the summer months, because when it gets towards the end of the year they have geese, and I nearly slipped there. So what I'm going to do, the main reason why I'm doing this video is because I am going to go and show you guys the TV studio and where I do my university degree, because we're filming our game show, and the thing is that we're making a game show based off I don't know if you guys remember that old CBBC programme Trapped. It's kind of based off that. We called it Escape. It's based off of Escape Room, and that is exactly where we're heading towards. So that's the rest of Park Campus. You might have seen this bit before in my when I made my cycling track for Cheltenham. I am going to re-upload it though, because there's some bits off that track I need to change. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys where I do my TV course to a certain extent. This is the base, as far as I call it. This is my headquarters currently in this professional world right now. Cheers, pal. It's the main reception, but this is the base of where I get up to things. The base of where I get up to things, where I get up to things, where I get up to things. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys up here right now. I'm gonna have to be a bit quiet because I just realised that the election's on.
Brexit means Brexit.
Fuck a doodle do. The election debate is on in the main film studio. Well, yeah. And, well, while that's going on, I'm just taking you guys on a tour of, well, this is where I work, really. So, before we get to all the studio segments, here's just the, this is just the build-up to everything. So first off, we have these glass edit suites where we use Avid. But look, it's a flyer. That's us. We made that. Big shout out to Harry Jackman for making that poster. But no, this is where we do Avid. Hooray! So on here we have to. It's a bit different to last year, because last year we just set it up and got on with it, but this year we've got to set up a Nexus server as well. So this is the glass edit suites, all looking good as far as I know. More of our flyers there, while the rest is well, it's very quiet in here at the moment. And then we move out. We've got more Avid Productions in here, not just for TVP, what I'm on, also for film, journalism as well. So it's all, there are lots of people in here. I mean, it is a Tuesday, so it is bound to be busy, and it is 1 o'clock around. But all these here are editing suites. They're all editing suites. I'll show you an example now, actually. So like this one, for example. So you just simply have your windows and your setup as well. Maybe a bit of posters like the Italian Job in the background there, and 2 others there. But it's the same on these. They all have Avid. All of them do. I mean, I do a bit of both. In my own spare time, I kind of more edit on Adobe Premiere Pro, and then when I'm at uni or mainly doing uni stuff for editing, it's for Avid. Look at all these awards here. That's a very nice camera. Right, we'll leave here now. I want to take you into the... Right, this is one of our main bases. Gonna take you in here. Oh, there's no one in here. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Well, I'm gonna take you in here and run through what we go through. This is the gallery. All this is the gallery. I'm just gonna take you through. So we got all this here, TriCaster connector. All this connects to all this in the gallery, and then all of this gallery connects downstairs to where we're going in a minute, to the TV studio. Right, so I'm just gonna take you through, I guess, some of the stuff. Now, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. I'm trying to find it. So yeah, these are all JVC related technicality. Yeah, it's in here. It's in this TriCaster lock. Now, my job role for this game show is this here, the Vision Mixer. So that connects to that. And I did the Vision Mixer last year as well, before Christmas, so it will be a bit familiar. And when that was doing a live multi-camera production, I put a memory stick in this part of the TriCaster here to put all the VTs in, which is all the footage that isn't recording in the studio, and it's more recorded in single camera production that joins the multi-camera production. And then I cut it all on here, because this Vision Mixer, which is what I'll be doing, that is where I will be cutting down the shots together from this TV screen, when the director is going to say, well, the director's going to call the shots and, well, say what's best for the program. However, we are going to be post-producing this game show as well, so we will probably do some tweaks in the edit itself after the recording here. The Vision Mixer is what we want mainly, though, because that is where we cut the shots to where we feel the audience will want to see it the most, see the program the most for content. So on the back here we have are some headphones and some mics alongside it. This equipment here, the headphones and this mic, it's actually called TalkBack. So you can talk back to the gallery. This is what the floor manager uses, and the job role of the floor manager is to be based in the TV studio and make sure everything in the studio is safe. And the floor manager has to wear one of these headphones and talkbacks because they have to take everything that the director says to pass on to the floor manager, so that the floor manager can transmit the message, radio message, to the presenter and guest of the show. So that is what the floor manager has to do, and that's why the floor manager has to wear these headphones and has this mic, which is called TalkBack. And Also, we have talkback because it saves the floor manager all the time going all the way up to the gallery and just explaining to the director what they want. So it does save a lot of time there, and the program will be more flowing that way. So now I'm going to take you to here. This seat here, is the sound operator. This is where the sound operator sits. So all this here is the sound controls. Now, most likely we would want the input of one of these, for example, to go on U, which means 0. It means the best quality volume. That, for example, is if a VT was playing, so the sound operator would need it there. And that's on 1112. At the same time, this would have to be turned up, as I'm demonstrating. So it is more clear in terms of what the audience can hear for the sound. So yeah, that's just an example there I've just made. So yeah, that's what the sound operator does, is just take full control of the audio. But there's more to it than just taking full control of the audio, because here we have the volume bar. You can actually hear it, listen. So yeah, you can actually hear that. So that controls the volume itself, so that needs to be turned up as well, so the monitors can all be heard as well. But what the sound operator also has to do is these radio mics here, they get taken down to the presenter and the guest, or guests, and they will be heard clearer in terms of audio. And there's full controls on here on what to do as well, like there's a mute button, for example. You want to turn that off, the mute button, so the audio is heard by not just working properly by the presenter or guest, but it has to be heard by the gallery as well. And that's why these batteries here are always charging, because they can run out. And that does put a bit of a disadvantage to all the schedules we do for the program and the content and filming we make. So all that is what the sound operator has to do. There is also a lot of technicality with all these wires at the back that ends up getting connected to some of there's sound boxes in the TV studio that I'm going to show you in a minute. That's the sound operator's seat. This here is where the lighting operator sits. This, I'm going to be honest, is my worst job role in TV. All these controls here control the each light itself that's located in the TV studio. So for example, for argument's sake, this is Diva 1. So if you want to turn that up to make it brighter, you can do. You can control it from here. With all these controls, there's some controls where you can change the colours as well. So, but also in lighting, you have to set it up beforehand in the studio, which is why it's a huge job. The lighting operator tends to have to come early alongside the producer and the director. That's for sure. So that's all the lighting controls there. This seat here is where the director sits. Probably another job role I also find quite difficult, if I'm going to be honest, but this is, along with producer, the most important role in TV. I mean, producer's more important than anything, because if there's no producer, there's no program. So this is where the director sits. And what the director has to do is, once everything's set, to rehearse or record. whatever the director wants has to speak into this mic here, and that will get passed on to the floor manager, who obviously will be wearing the headphone set, and that's where these two interact. It's also where the director can speak to the camera operator as well, through here. Most of the program of what it looks like in terms of what wants to be shot is called by the director. So over here on the right is the production assistant, the PA. The PA does most of the paperwork and is the assistant to the director, and to a certain extent the producer, who's going to be sitting here during rehearsal and recording for watching the program as it goes along when being rehearsed and recorded. Now, obviously we want the recording to do better than the rehearsing, because it's going to be what's going to be recorded for our program, especially if it's a live program, because you can't edit live programs because they'll just stay as it is. They'll be going along as they go along. So that's why it can get quite intense. But anyway, the PA does all the paperwork and the timings here. And then once the production is flowing as it goes along, the PA will be counting down times. And that's where it comes in handy with how the production TV program is flowing along, and with the speed and flowness of how the director's doing as well. So that's where the PA sits. The producer sits here. If there's no producer, there's no program. The producer tends to come up with the most ideas, but even though in this one, in Escape, it's the director that's come up with the idea. But anyway, the producer is more like a boss. So yeah, that's gallery right there. That's the on-air button. Well, not button, the on-air sign. Meaning when the program is on air, it's on air, meaning recording. So if we leave the gallery, and now we're going to head to probably my favourite room in the entire campus, TV studio, because it is a lot of fun in there. So if you ever want to get from the gallery to the studio, you just got to simply go down these stairs here. Enter we go. There's a radio studio in there, news studio in there, but this is the TV studio. So let's enter it and see how the crew is going along, and they are still building. I can hear the saw just from the distance here. So yeah, welcome to the studio, folks. That's a wall box right there. That's also part of the sound operator's role. So while I'm actually in here, that's some more equipment there. Jib weights and parts. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys the jib today. And up here, on the ceiling, as you can see, is the lighting equipment. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how that's gonna pan out. Then we got the cameras here. Now, what we've done this week especially is that so this is what we mainly use in the studio. These PEDs, whatever you call them. We are not going to be using these this week because Escape is like sort of an adventure game show. Like, it's very fast paced, like Jungle Run and the Crystal Maze, for example. So the PEDs kind of don't really have a point to it. So we're more going to be hand-holding them, and more to a certain extent, they're going to be we're taking them off basically. So that's kind of what we're doing right there. There's two of the cameras there that the studio uses. But when I will admit, whenever I am a camera operator, I have got a light shining at me, as you can see. But when I have got, when I am a camera operator, it is actually quite fun using these because, well, you're just moving around with it, aren't you? So it's like you're in control of another set of equipment. It's like you're pushing a pram to a certain extent. That's what it is with these JVC peds. I actually used one in the media festival, so it was a lot of fun. So that there is the zooming in, zooming out. That's the headphones to listen to talk back. Focus. I guess you can call the legs of this kind of tripod looking thing, for example, down here. That's how you move it with all these wheels at the bottom. The auto cue's displayed just there. This is the most important part, the locks. If you don't lock these up when you leave your camera, you're fucked. That's for sure. So these two here, if you're ever leaving the camera to do something else in the studio, you need them locked at all times. Or you'll get a bollocking by everyone and the technicians as well. So look at this. It's a private keep out front door. It's sums up our part of our game show perfectly. We've got a few clappers on here on the back as well, all looking pretty decent for our set. And now I am going to show you the interior. Look at this, motherfuckers! So, a bloodshot hand right there with a mirror reflection. Very nice indeed. We got a bloody hand there on the left. That is mine actually, so I made that. So made that brilliantly with a get out sign and a chain. And then there's a word in here saying you can't escape. Some more props over here. We got some kind of lock and key over there, made by Wilkinson. And looking around the ceiling, looks pretty sick. It's like an abandoned building. Even got a broken chair, which makes it even more realistic. And look at this. It's some old books round here with a treasure chest, another chain. It's just, well, it's legendary. So I think this is going to be a cracking show for our production. We even got these like hole-looking windows here as well. There's two of them, so looks pretty good. And that's just the exterior again. And oh yeah, and also this cross. So, well, there you have it, lads. That is what we've made. So I'm probably not gonna have much of more footage the next few days because, well, one, my GoPro's being used and borrowed, and two, well, I got my own job in my own hands, so I just thought I'd show you guys the set and I guess some of the behind the scenes for it. I'm working very hard on this yesterday, especially with all the tools, apart from me because I'm very useless with tools. But no, it's pretty imaginary, so I hope you guys liked it. We've actually had a bit of an update. Look! Updation! Anyway, so as we can see, well, the bottom left pop is not our project. So these are two of the camera shots we've got, this one and this one at the moment. So look at that. So the TV monitors are now on. Look at this for a shot. High angle. One of the escapees is going to be trying to escape in that part of the what we call cellar. So yeah, that looks very nice. And if I just put program onto camera input 4, look at this. This is legendary. Look at this established corner high angled shot. Like desktop, some writing there like get out. There's a bloody hand there. That was by me. Anyway, a broken chair, sofa, as Dylan approaches to have a look. It's as we all know, I don't know why I'm explaining the set, because obviously I've had a look in there ourselves in the studio, so I'm just really explaining what's in the shots really. But either way, it looks really good. Oh flip! I nearly tripped on that chair. Screw you. But yeah, these kind of camera shots is what I'm going to be cutting through on the Vision Mixer. So if I just yeah, like this, for example. This is just an example for argument's sake. And then watch my that's how you do it for changing cameras. I'm not going to be doing that too much, obviously, when vision mixing, because obviously it won't look right for the audience. So it's obviously up to the it's obviously finding what's the best shot for that part of the program for content, for better content. So I mean, just look at it all. We have a beautiful gallery, don't we? It's just absolutely legendary. Absolutely legendary.